Men of Steel, Women of Kleenex? Are you familiar with Larry Niven's essay? If not, keep watching. First up, yesterday I went to Bookworm. It happens to be a fantastic used bookstore in Boulder, Colorado. And I was able to pick up a few goodies. Actually, I would have picked up probably a lot more, but I got there at like 5:20 and they were closing at 6. I didn't realize, so they had to kick me out. I was the last one to leave. I'm proud to say that. I love being kicked out of bookstores. Anyway, so let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about Larry. Interesting writer. This is an interesting cover. Just take a look at this. A World Out of Time. And the cover is incredible. I mean, we have this cat, I don't know, morphing into a snake. And if you could run your finger over this, these feel like snake skin, like scales. Very interesting cover. I saw it. I had to have it. It was only maybe $2 for this book. Really well kept, really well maintained. Great purchase, I think. I mean, just this cover is so weird, right? Because you got the cat, you got the snake, you've got Jupiter, and then it looks like Earth is orbiting around Jupiter. Very odd. Anyway, Larry, I believe he's in his 80s. I think he's still alive, well into his 80s now. He has written a lot of books, and this isn't by any stretch his most famous book. The Ring World and of course The Mote in God's Eye would be his probably best known works, as well as a little essay that he wrote, Men of Steel, Women of Kleenex. What a title, right? I mean, you right away you're scared. This is, 60s writing. You're scared of misogyny. But thankfully, he's actually writing in that essay about sexual problems that Supermen would have having sex with women, with humans. Think about it. Kind of funny. It's humor. It's not as bad as one might think. So anyway, I'm excited to read this book. So we're off to a good start. Now, the next book I'm really excited about because it's City by Clifford Simak. I have not read Simak at all. So yeah, this is doubly exciting for me because I'm really curious about his style of writing. And this is one of his most famous books, City, along probably with Way Station, which I hear a lot of great things about. I think most people prefer Way Station to this one, but this is a classic must read. So I'm definitely excited. I love the cover as well. This book is unfortunately not in great shape. The spine, it has been well loved for sure, but for $1, I could not pass up the opportunity to bring this this beautiful book home. So this is a fix-up novel, stitch-up novel. I don't always love that aspect. I'm just gonna look at it as if it's a collection of, I think, 3 short stories that put together this book. And I'm especially looking forward to his treatment of dogs because, yeah, I have 3 dogs. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna do a proper video introduction to the dogs in another video. So you're gonna have to keep coming back, keep watching, stay tuned. Let me know if you have dogs, if you love animals as much as I do, but specifically dogs. If anybody out there has more than 3, I'll be surprised. So anyway, book number 2, City by Clifford Simak. Book number 3 in my book haul is Blood Music by Greg Bear. I am super excited about this book for a couple of reasons. Well, obviously, I'm excited about all the books that I buy. I wouldn't be spending money on them and reading them if I wasn't excited initially, so duh. But another reason is Greg Bear died recently. He passed away, I believe, in November or maybe December of last year, 2022. So recent that he leaves behind a huge catalog. He's written over 50 books, I believe. Maybe not quite, Stephen King's numbers, but he leaves a huge catalog of books to enjoy. And Blood Music is one of his most beloved, I think. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I haven't obviously read it myself, so I'm going to. I think this is probably going to go to the top of my list, TBR list. So yeah, Blood Music by Greg Bear. An interesting book for sure. 80s, right? This started off as a short story, so that's interesting also. And then it was expanded. I think one of my dogs wants to come in, but she can hang outside for a bit. Anywho, so this book, I mean, in really good shape also, right? I mean, take a look. It looks like it hasn't even been read. Like when you open it, I mean, you have to work at it a little bit. So great condition, only $2. Another reason I wanted to read this is because recently I read Flowers for Algernon, where Charlie, the protagonist, he is someone who struggles with low IQ, and he goes through an experimental surgery brain surgery that is supposed to increase his intelligence. So in this book, the main character, I think his name is Virgil, experiments on himself. He created these microbes that are intelligent, but he's told he's got to kill these microbes. He is fired from his job, so he's got no choice. But in order to sneak them out, he ingests. Kona, please give me a second here. He ingests the microbes, and then he starts to go through some interesting changes, I understand. So I am really excited to read this one, and I'm really sorry, but I gotta let Kona in. Come, Kona. Kona, come up. Up, good girl. So this is Kona. Kona, say hello to everybody. She doesn't want to say hello to. All right, but Winnie's here now. Winnie's gonna say hi. Winnie, up. All right, come on. All right, so this is Winnie. I was gonna do this in another video, but since they're here, might as well. So this is Winnie, our rescue. She was found, she's a Catahoula, some leopard dog or something. My wife would know, she's a dog trainer. In any case, she's the sweetest dog. Winnie is such a sweet dog, right? You're a sweet girl. She's the best. So she's a rescue. We have 2 rescues, and the golden retriever is not a rescue. Kona's, she's got big pedigree, but Winnie's a good girl, right? When you're not chasing squirrels, which we don't like when you do. Anyway, get down. I got work to do. You have yet to meet Sydney, the last one. We're gonna save that for another day. All right, so the dogs are gone. Quiet, peaceful again in the house. And the next book, I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. So shameful admission, I suppose. I have not read this classic. It's one of Isaac's most famous, definitely one of the most influential books. For sure, some of the ideas behind artificial intelligence, robots, androids specifically in this book, I think influenced many authors. So I definitely want to read this book soon. It's gonna probably go towards the top of my list once again. And it's interesting because this a little bit of a theme. This happens to be a fix-up novel as well. So a collection of short stories is what puts this together. Kind of similar way that Clifford Simak's City was. So another one of that sort. So we have a little bit of a theme. I've read quite a bit of Asimov over the years, of course, from basically from when I moved to US. These were some of the first sci-fi books that I read. Nemesis. I mean, there's been a lot. Obviously, Foundation. Although I'm not a big fan of Foundation, I have to admit. But yeah, so I'm super excited to get into this book and get back to reading Asimov because it's been a while since I read any of his books. All right, last but not least, it's a series. And did I save the best for last? I don't know. Did I? Maybe. You tell me. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments if you like the Red Rising. I got the first 3 books in a series. They were $5 each. I couldn't pass up. Really nice condition. Perfect condition, in fact. So yeah, it's a good price for sure. I couldn't say no. I've been hearing so much on BookTube about Red Rising that I needed to pick this up. Initially, some time ago when I seen it, I thought maybe it looks like YA, but I've been convinced, I think enough people love this that I need to give it a try as well. And yeah, so I got these now. I also have been reading more fantasy now. I'm reading The Stormlight, as you may know. And right now, I'm on book 2. And I think this maybe, let me know, maybe it straddles the line between fantasy and sci-fi. I think it's more sci-fi, but I think there's some maybe elements of fantasy in it. So yeah, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's about this world where people are put into castes and impossible to move up from that caste. So that in itself sets up a lot of tension, I would think. His wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and a memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. So I guess Darrow is a red and he must move up in order to help himself, his family, and the people. So that sounds interesting. I've heard good things about it. I'm excited. And that is my book haul. Like I said, I would have probably gotten few more books, but I got kicked out of the store. So I'm going to have to probably go back in a couple of days and look through the shelves. They really have a great selection and they always get new books there. So it's exciting. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time.